back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a book review on Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. See, it's been so long that I forgot who wrote it. So if you did not know, I did a review on the first book in this series, The Illuminate Files, last year at around this time. So if you want, I have it in a card over there. You can go over and watch it. So if you did not know what The Illuminate Files is about, it is about the destruction of a planet told through journal entries and newspaper clippings and stuff like that. The format makes it a really interesting book, that it's kind of nothing like you'll ever read and that you have ever read. If you have read something that is comparable to this series, please put it in the comments down below. I'm really curious. I would love to read that. But this one is the sequel to Illuminate, which is the first book in the series. This is the sequel to that. It's the second book in, I believe it's a trilogy. And my basic review is that I liked Illuminate better than this one, which a lot of people say, but that doesn't mean that this isn't worth the read and that the series isn't worth it because this one is a little bit worse to some people. It's just that this, it is in the point of view, that's the word I was looking for. It is in the point of view of different characters on like a different, it's not, it doesn't follow the same plot necessarily that the first one did. It follows different characters, it follows like a different story, but it's still relevant to the overarching plot of the series, if that makes any sense. Anyways, that's just a really complicated way to explain that this is in the point of view of different characters, and I liked the characters and the basic, the overall plot of Illuminate better. I'm trying not to spoil anything, that's why I'm being like really vague, because this series has a lot of plot twists and stuff, and it's been a while since I've read Illuminate, so I don't really remember what they say about it in the beginning and what they didn't say, and what was like a plot twist later on, so anyways, that's why it's kind of vague. So if any of you guys have read Illuminate and you want to know what Gemina is about, so if you haven't read Illuminate, go and read Illuminate and then come back and then we can have a party and talk about Gemina. So while Illuminate was about Katie and Ezra, this book is pretty much about these three characters called Jackson, Nick, and Hannah, who are all really interesting characters, but again, I liked all the characters in Illuminate more. My favorite part of Illuminate, as you know, is Aiden, and Aiden isn't as much in this book, but he does appear in this book. So the main conflict in this book is this team of people from B-Tech, or Bi-Tech, I don't know how you say it, I haven't read the audiobook, though I'll get to that later. Like, they are, a team from Bi-Tech is coming to destroy the Hypatia, and if you, nope, the Heimdall, right? No? Words! There's so many, like, words and terminology or whatever in this book. That's kind of how sci-fi is, isn't it? So, like, basically, it's about a space station. That's the easiest way to describe it. The destruction of a space station, to be exact. So one cool thing is this page, which appears throughout the book as different members of this team dies, and it's cool to follow this and see like, oh look, this is all the people who are supposed to kill everyone on the space station. It's a great plot. I think if Illuminate hadn't set my standards like so high, this would have been like a fantastic book. It still was a fantastic book, don't get me wrong. Like, it's totally worth the read, and like, I cannot wait. I'm not going to spoil the ending yet, but I cannot wait for the third one. It's stuff happens in the end that is so exciting and totally like makes this entire thing worth the read, because actually the characters from Illuminate come back in the end of this book, which is great. And that's not really a spoiler because you kind of understand that they come back, so I'm not spoiling it. But now I'm spoiling it. Maybe I should start the spoiler part. Wow, words are hard. No, I can't talk today. See, that's the thing. Yeah, that's my kind of catchphrase, I guess. I don't know, words, they are hard. But yeah, so if you have not read Gemina, then go and read it and then come back and we can talk about it. You can definitely, like, leave your thoughts about it in the comments down below. I would be very interested in hearing that. Usually, I say that at the end of the review, but you know, why bother? Because in case you get bored of me and just want to, like, you know, want permission to share your thoughts but don't care about my thoughts, that's fine. I'll just respond to your comment or something. Okay, never mind. I have a couple non-spoiler thoughts that I would like to share with you before we get into the spoiler part, so we can do that now. So when I read this book, I kind of forgot everything that happened in Illuminate, and I was really passionate about these characters, and I'm like, how could I possibly like the Illuminate characters better than the Gemina characters? But after more thought and more of like me just remembering what happened in Illuminate, I realized how much passion I had for Aiden and like Katie and all of those people. So yeah, that is the reason why I don't like these characters as much. But they're still really lovable, and there's certain aspects of the Illuminate characters that I like better than Gemini characters, but that doesn't mean that you'll feel that way. Like, they are all like really awesome characters, and they're all like, they have great character development, and there's so much to love about these characters. So you might not feel the same way as I did about these characters. I just said characters a lot. One thing that this book did that I feel like that Illuminate kind of didn't as much is I feel like I got a lot more world building out of this one. Like, I feel like I got to understand a lot more of just like the everyday lives of the everyday people that live in this universe, you know? Because like in the first book you had lots of, you know, fleeing this planet, and you had a lot of just on the moves, and a lot of crazy stuff is happening while they're on the move and trying to get to the Heimdall. Still can't say that. But I feel like I didn't really get to learn much about their everyday lives, while I feel like in Gemina they did that a little bit more. Of like, I feel like I got more understanding of how these people live, if that makes any sense. Also, this is kind of hard to believe, but I have reason to believe that the pages are even better in this one and like even more interesting because of Hannah's diary. Because she's an artist, and she has an art journal, and it's like fascinating. You get to see a lot of the various journal pages, and since it's all in like drawing form, you just there's a lot of cool visual pages in this book, which I like. There was so much of that in Illuminate, but I feel like because of the drawing aspect of like you kind of got like a first person look into how Hannah is in her brain, but you got it in like a drawing thing. Like, it was really unique and really cool and hard for me to explain, but I think it's just really fun, and I really like that about this book. Like, here you go. How cool is this? Like, this is all different journal pages. Look at that. Another thing that I found better about Illuminate is I feel like that was a lot more creepy, because this one doesn't have really anything to do with zombies, which I hope that they bring back in the third one. I really loved the zombies. I thought they were fascinating, and I thought they were really interesting, like storyline sort of plot thing, you know? I don't know what word I'm looking for. But I thought they were really interesting, and they added a lot more like creepiness to the story. And since this didn't have that, it had like kind of alternative storylines. Like it had some parallel storylines that you could kind of compare to the zombies, which I'm not talking about because spoilers. But like, I think that Illuminate was just generally creepier. Aiden was like really creepy, and I love creepy, and I love Aiden. So it's just I feel like Illuminate was scarier and like a more like a more emotional experience, maybe. Like, not emotional in like a sad way, but emotional in like everything's crazy, and it's like everything's scary and crazy, and everything's crazy in that book. There's nothing better to explain it. And this one's like that too, but I feel like Illuminate kind of did the creepy thing better. Okay, so now this is my spoiler section, so if you would like to read Gemina, I urge you to go read Gemina. Apparently the audiobook is really good, so if you are an audiobook fan, if you're not an audiobook fan, you can go read the audiobook. I am not an Audible affiliate, though if Audible would like to hit me up, that'd be fantastic. I like audiobooks, and apparently this is great, which is interesting because it's such a visual experience that I wouldn't think that the audiobook would be that great. And I actually, like, in this entire year, I haven't gotten the Illuminate audiobook and haven't listened to it, even though I want to. You guys know, if you've watched my Illuminate review, that I really wanted to read the audiobook or listen to the audiobook. Maybe I'll do that. Like, maybe I'll reread the first two before the last one comes out. We'll see. So, bye, non-spoiler people, and hello again, I guess, spoiler people. I would like to take a moment for a moment of silence for the jumpsuit. Thank you. The poor thing, she spent like so much money on this jumpsuit, and then she just had to like friction burn it. It's terrible. And come on, it was like a really cool thing. The like stripes changed colors. I was into that jumpsuit. I was rooting for it, but then it sadly didn't make it till the end. One part of the journal that I really, really liked was how throughout the book you got to see like how as the journal progressed and like how as time progressed or whatever, you got to see the bullet get like more and more bloody, and you were like so curious, what happened, who died, who was like bleeding, and who bled on the journal, what is the story there? It was not a very subtle sort of foreshadowing. Like, it was like you obviously know that something happened, someone like got shot, and you were just like waiting for this entire time for that to happen. And I really, really liked that. And like the moment that what's his name, I keep thinking Ezra, that's the other book. Nick, there you go. The like moment that Nick like spotted the journal that was lying on the ground, I'm like, there you go. Yeah, this is the moment. And I was right. Here you go. Like, this is what I'm talking about. See that blood? Like, you got to see it progress from that one page that I just showed you, like the tiny bullet wound, to just that. The poor journal, though, it's now covered in blood. So he kind of, the alternate dimension Nick, kind of died for nothing because his blood ruined the book anyway. But also, his reasoning was really sweet. It's like, that's all she has left of her father. It's just, oh, it's so sad. So I know that I said that I was disappointed that Aiden wasn't as much in this book as he was in Illuminae, but honestly, I wasn't even expecting him to be in Gemina at all, and I was so happy to see that he took over from analyst, whatever his name was, when he kind of passed out because of the not poor worms, poor him. The worms were terrible. Yeah, so analyst, 72130089DN. He was great. He was just like so amazing. I love him so much. He is just such a great narrator. He's hilarious. I love him a lot. All right, he's like my favorite character. I would read, apart from Aiden. I would like read an entire trilogy just about that guy and whatever he gets up to. One thing that I really, really loved about Illuminae was all the stuff about hacking. I don't know, I thought it was like really, really interesting. So I was happy to see that Ella was like kind of took over that role that Katie had of like the hacker. And she was awesome. I really, really love Ella. And like, she was in a wheelchair because she's like, she had some disease as a child, but she was like still at it. She was amazing. Maybe she couldn't walk, but you know what? She had an awesome wheelchair, and she's great with hacking. And I don't know, like hearing all the stuff that she did about, just overriding everything that BTech did, and it's just, I don't know, I love Ella so much. When she died, I was like so heartbroken, but even more than my heartbreak for Ella, I was just like, no, not the goldfish. What did the goldfish ever do? He did not deserve to die. Or was he gold? I don't know, he was a fish. I don't know if he was specifically gold though. Also, like, whether it was Hannah or Ella or Nick, all of these characters were just so cool, They were just like, they kicked butt. Like, they were amazing. As Hannah was like, when Hannah just went face off, I know I've heard, like, I think it was Christine Full and Bananas Books, I had to mention her. She was saying how much, like, the Callie and Hannah parts, like, she loved them. I completely agree. Callie was such an interesting character, and, like, I loved how a lot of her motivation to kill Hannah in this book was because, like, her lover was killed by Ella, but supposedly by Hannah. It made these people in BTech seem like human, which obviously they were, and I really liked how even though you don't root for the bad guys, you're still rooting for the good guys, and you don't like the bad guys, you're still like, I get why she hates Hannah and why she wants to kill Hannah. I really liked that. Like Aiden, as a villain, you get what he's trying to do. He's programmed to try and save lives, and that's what he did. And this, Callie, she was, she's not programmed, but she, as a person who wants vengeance, and she has a job, and everything, all of these people on the BTech team, they have, like, human feelings, and it's really great. So I loved Hannah, and I loved her fighting, and I loved Nick, and he was amazing, and he was, like, the one that you think is, like, you think that he's the angry one that'll, like, punch everyone in the face, but he's the cinnamon roll instead of Hannah. Hannah, you'd think, is the cinnamon roll, but she's not. She's the one who is just, like, punching everyone in the face and doesn't care about anything. She just wants vengeance for her father. It's great. I love the characters. This series, you wouldn't think that it has such strong characters because of like how strong the format is. Like that is a huge part of the story and part of the series, and that's part of what makes it unique. But I just really, really love how the characters are also so like amazing and great character development. I love the characters so much. So one thing that I'm curious about is how did you guys, in the parallel dimension part, so you guys know the part with the parallel dimensions with both Nick and Hannah like trying to do the same thing, you know what I'm talking about. How did you guys read it? Because I kind of read like one line in the parallel dimension and the like original dimension, and like I didn't go one page and one page, like I went across. I'm curious to see how you guys read that part, because it could have like, gone two ways. That part, can we just talk about that part for a second? Like the parallel dimensions and all that, it's so cool. I'm wondering if the next book has anything to do with time travel. Like I feel like that's kind of the next step that this series has to take. I really like the parallel dimension thing. Like I think it's really cool. The way they did it was really cool. I was just, oh my god, I love it so much. And like that part had the most Aiden. I love Aiden so much. I don't know about you guys, but I also believed every single time someone died. I completely believed it. I'm like, yep, you know what? The spaceship exploded, everyone died, Jackson, oh god, Jackson. I completely believed it. I'm like, you know what? Jackson is an idiot, he is terrible, and he has gone this far. It is not against his nature to kill everybody and then be the last one standing and then still because of the drones and all that die. I don't know, that made no sense. But you know what I'm talking about. Like, I completely thought that he was capable of doing something like that, and I thought that he killed everybody. I did. And my heart was so broken, like, him just, like, standing there talking about how, like, he used to kiss, Hannah on the forehead, and then he, like, shot her in the forehead. I'm like, my heart. But I completely believed it. I did. I completely believed it. I should have known because of, like, Nick dying and then coming back. Like, I should have known that all of them weren't actually dead. It was a crazy ending and I loved it so much. And then suddenly find out everything isn't real and it's amazing. It's such a great plot twist. Like, in that just span of, like, 3 seconds, everyone dies and then, wait, nope, everyone doesn't die. And then you find out that Jackson, he sacrificed himself to save everybody else, and it's like, yeah, I love a good redeeming story, Like, I hate Jackson, and he's terrible, and I'm perfectly okay that he died, but you know what? I'm happy that he was able to, kind of redeem himself in the end, because he kind of did save everybody else, and you kind of have really low expectations for Jackson, because you just find out that he killed everybody. And then you find out that actually he saved everybody. So it's like, yay, Yeah, that's about it. So, I guess I will see you at some point. I can't tell you when the next video is going to be. But I have a few more reviews that I have planned. Whenever I reread City of Bones, or, nope, I reread City of Bones. Whenever I reread City of Ashes, I haven't yet. I haven't forgotten about that. I'm still going to do a review on that. And yeah, I guess really that's it. I have all my social media links in the description down below. Please subscribe if you have not already. And please push the thumbs up button, because you all know what happens if you don't push that thumbs up button. Yeah, neither do I, but you can still push it anyway. And yeah, I don't actually have an outro planned for today. So yeah, I will see you guys soon with another video. Goodbye! Was that good? I don't know. That totally wasn't her whole outro, was it? I don't know. Bye.